Hey guys, this is Amy at 10thacrefarm.com, and today I'm talking to you about the raised beds in my new kitchen garden and what the three main soil components are to my beds. So I'm using three main ingredients, but I want to also tell you about the three main goals that I have for the products that I chose to put in my beds as the main ingredients. So when you want to fill your bed, whether you are adding contents to a raised bed or whether you are creating a garden bed in the ground and you're adding organic material, there are three main things that you should be looking for. Number one, you should know the story of your ingredients, okay? Know where they came from, know what went into them, know their story. If you are buying a bulk compost from a commercial facility, you can be pretty sure that they don't know what went into it, okay? They're having dump trucks bring industrial waste and all kinds of weird stuff. They just dump it into a huge pile and then they spit out this compost in the end. And their goal is not supplying people for agricultural pursuits. Compost for agricultural pursuits. So it's not tested, you don't know what's in there, and usually no matter how much I tried to find a facility that I could trust, they can't guarantee what's in it, and it usually has turned out bad for me. So commercial composting out. I know people who have gotten compost from their local municipality where they composted yard waste and food waste, and this seems like an awesome idea. Why wouldn't this be great? In a natural setting, this is what goes into our compost, but guess what? Turns out that that usually doesn't work either, and we're not sure why, but my guess is that herbicides are so persistent in our environment that they are ruining these ingredients that have forever been seen as natural and healthy sources of soil ingredients or soil amendments. Okay, so number one, know your source. Number two, it has to be herbicide free. And guess what? Unfortunately, herbicides are persistent almost everywhere. I'm going to show you the three ingredients that I chose that I know for sure do not have herbicides in them. And then number three, you want to make it as sustainable as possible. Okay, if you're starting a super small garden, maybe you want to get some stuff, some soil blends in a bag or something. But overall, stuff that comes in plastic is not super sustainable. So the more we can order in bulk or make it ourselves, the more sustainable it's going to be, the less miles it has to travel. And in the end, the stuff that comes from right outside your back door is usually going to be the least expensive as well. Because of my wanting to create all these gardens at once, I did my best to create my own soil ingredients. It wasn't enough, so I had to look for outside sources. So let's take a look at the three ingredients that I am putting into my bed. Here we go. So those are my 6 raised beds right there. We're gonna take a walk though to this back of the property where I've got the first of 3 soil ingredients. So right here I have a huge, beautiful pile of composted wood chips. So we had to have a bunch of tree work done about 1.5 years ago. I had them leave the wood chips on site, and they have been composting down, and now they are a really amazing amendment. You can see here that see if I can focus my camera here. You can see here that it's nice and rich soil under there. You know, it's still a little bit chunky. So, you know, that is, you know, not going to be the only ingredient that I use. I want something a little bit more fine to plant in, but this is amazing stuff to blend with some ingredients that are a little bit more fine. But I know exactly what went into this. All it is composted trees. So very wonderful. Great for soil. Compost blend for raised beds or any garden. The second ingredient that I have, Norman is excited to show us. What you got there, Bubba? Oh, that looks fun. Okay, this is a nice, beautiful pile of organic manure. So it took me a while to find this. It turns out that any manure that you get from any farm is going to be laced with herbicides. That's just the reality of it today. You can go to your local horse farm where, you know, you love the people. You can go to your local small family farm where you love the people and trust them and, you know, buy their produce. But it turns out that if the farm is not certified organic, it's likely that their manure is laced with herbicides. So I found, after calling all around town, lots of friends that I have that, you know, own or operate or help manage small local family farms around me. I couldn't find any of them that were using herbicide-free straw and hay to raise their animals, and therefore that stuff gets into the manure. This came from an organic cow farm, about a small farm about an hour away from here. I had to hire some guys to go get a dump truck and deliver it for me, but this is nice, beautiful, composted, organic cow manure. Such a wonderful gift to add to my garden, especially now that I know how hard it is to find. And the last source of the main ingredients that go into my garden bed . This is Organic Mechanics Planting Mix Compost Blend. I went with these guys because they know the source of the cow manure that goes into their composting mix. So they are working with small family farmers in their area who know all about persistent herbicides and are not using them to raise their manure. And so this is a nice soil mix to add to my blend. Now, I was lucky enough to get it in bulk so that I don't have to use a whole bunch of plastic bags. But again, we're looking for stuff where we know where it came from, we know what the ingredients are, we know that it's herbicide free, and we are getting it as sustainable as possible. So I wish you luck in creating your own gardens. Thanks for watching.